to Black versus Blue. This weekend, great weekend. We have
Hall of Fame weekend.
Hall of Fame weekend. This weekend, the class is Champ Bailey, Ty Law.
What does it say that we've all seen these guys play?
Yep.
We getting old.
Let me finish the name. Champ Bailey, Ty Law, Ed Reed, Tony Gonzalez, Kevin Mawai, Pat Bolin, the late Pat Bolin, and Gil Brandt, and Johnny Robinson all getting inducted. You're right. We've seen the majority of these people play, well, all the players, and it's been an honor, and I think it's a great conversation to have. One of the first questions that we should put out there, with Tony Gonzalez retiring, right now in the annals of history, he is the #1 tight end of all time. Will he stay that?
No. The league is going offensive, and the way the rules have been made, like receivers, tight ends, they get more and more yards. So, I mean, he will be for the foreseeable future, but
Who's going to pass him?
doesn't even matter.
Yeah, exactly.
Somebody's
I don't know
gonna
who's going to
somebody's
pass
gonna
him,
pass
but
him.
eventually
But
someone will.
Does he get credit for being the first of this type?
Now that I agree with.
And
yes.
having the longevity, because some people believe that if Gronk had his health, he would surpass him, but Gronk
People
is already done.
already try to put him in the conversation.
Right, and I don't think
But he's
so.
not.
He's not, no. But they try to put him in there. That's to let you know that someone will eventually come along and pass him. It will be, I don't know if the person's in the league, but what I'm saying
Pass
is
him in terms of
being a great-
statistically or
just being a great tight end.
Defensive numbers are the ones that have a chance to stand. Offensive numbers will fall.
yeah, and I think it may hurt him in today's narrative in terms of not just statistics, but winning the championship. I mean, Gronk's got his, Shannon Sharp's got his. But I mean, for me, as it stands right now, I mean, he's got to be, just from a production standpoint, from a longevity standpoint, and the fact that he was prototype and all these guys came after him. For me, it's going to be Tony Gonzalez until, like you said, somebody who's not in the league right now come along.
My only thing about that argument, well, not the only thing, but if you look at the people that you named, the quarterbacks that threw to them, he didn't have that for the majority of his career. And if you count Matt Ryan at the end of his career, I mean, that doesn't compare to John Elway or Tom Brady. So, I mean, I think it's an interesting conversation.
Maybe when they put Metcalf at tight end.
Is Antonio Gates gonna be better than Tony Gonzalez?
No.
Is he better than Tony Gonzalez?
No, he's not.
Is Jason Witten better than Tony
No.
Gonzalez?
No.
Nope.
Is Gronk better than Tony Gonzalez?
I don't think so.
If he had to play 5 more years.
You just if
Yeah, I
If
mean,
we
but
get
no,
skipped.
as of round, no.
So I mean,
That's what I'm saying.
I don't.
Who's
I mean, yes, philosophically, from a very general, broad perspective, you can say yes, there's somebody that can come along. I don't know that there's going to be anybody that is going to be better than Tony Gonzalez at that position.
So here's a question I think that I thought was going to take a large portion, but we got to kind of speed up. But I think it's a great question.
You know what? Let it marinate, pimp.
Okay. All right.
We do what we do.
We do what we do.
We do what we do.
All right.
Welcome.
So Champ Bailey is getting in the Hall, which we mentioned.
Yep.
Great cornerback, Hall of Fame cornerback, obviously. There are currently 17 cornerbacks listed in the Hall of Fame. When you look at the Hall of Fame website, Ronnie Lott, for some reason, is also listed as a cornerback and a safety. I don't remember Ronnie Lott ever playing cornerback, but I'm not as old as some of the guys in this
I
room.
know that. Listen, I know that Ronnie Lott played corner because I was a Niners fan as a kid. But
And
yes,
they said it, but you didn't see it.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, Rod Woodson wasn't listed as either, which is weird to me. So out of the 17, I've seen myself 7 play. And the question is, where does Champ rank in the all-time list of cornerbacks? And for me, out of the people that were listed, I have Champ as 4th. And that's not including people that I didn't see, like my man Dick LeBeau and Mike Haynes from the Raiders and back in the day, like all those cats that I didn't see. I have Dion, Darryl Green, Rod Woodson, Champ, Aeneas Williams, Ty Law, and then Ronnie Lott as the list of the.
Wow, that's interesting. I want to hear.
What I would love to hear is what the players think.
What did the receivers say?
Where he lands. You know, because to me that's more important than the talking heads. When players say, this is the one. You know what I mean? Like, this is the guy I hated to go up against. I would put him here. That's what I'm more interested in.
And to piggyback off of that, because I don't hear that about Champ.
Right.
I hear that about Dion. You hear nothing about Champ.
Right.
And that could be a good thing, but I don't hear it.
Yeah.
So you know.
Well, did you hear how I ranked it though? Like, could you, Kev? I mean, you're a little younger, but you've seen all of Champ's career and you've seen most of Rod's. I have Rod over Champ,
Similar
and I don't
cast.
think it's close.
I do have Rod over Champ as well.
And I got Daryl Green as number 2.
Speaking of not being mentioned, Dev, did you mention Revis at all?
He's not in the Hall of Fame yet. These are Hall of Fame.
Oh, you're just talking of the guys that
Yes.
are in right now.
And
which
is-
he'll
See,
be
he
in,
being
but
tricky
okay.
dicky.
But
with the
okay,
shit.
okay, but no,
But
no,
yeah, that's the
but
conversation.
but let's stay there.
Is
Since
Revis
since
better than
but
Champ?
Revis
Since
still guys
since you
that-
put the list out there, where does Revis fall on that list? God, I like this conversation.
I think
Yeah, and I was thinking when I first heard the name, I'm thinking, okay, Champ is top 5, but then Dion, Revis, who will be up there, Rod Woodson, Daryl Green, Mel Blunt, who we're kind of young to see, but they literally changed.
We're leaving out the people that we didn't see. I think because of longevity,
You
Champ.
said we. I mean, some of the people you named I didn't get to see. So,
I'm talking for the graybeards.
okay.
There's 3 graybeards in here.
Junior Blue, where you at with it?
Champ Bailey, at a Raider fan, I saw a lot of Champ Bailey, and I saw him shut down a lot of people. I think he gets a knock for never making it that far in the playoffs where he was a top player. But when you lined up against him, it was a long day. Now, Revis, I feel like Revis only had 3 years where he was a top cornerback.
Revis Island.
You know, where outside of that, he was okay. He was a good cornerback. But
No,
top
I think
flight,
yeah.
I
And
think
then,
he only had like 3 years.
like
Champ Bailey had a career of being a top
14
flight.
years playing a corner.
Yeah.
And then you think about people like Aeneas Williams was in
Listen,
Arizona forever.
Listen, Aeneas and Daryl Green, because I'm closer to 5'3" than 6 feet. Aeneas Williams and Daryl Green are on my top list, right? And I played corner. So when you are at a physical disadvantage vertically, listen, you got respect and props. The one thing I'd say about the Darrelle Revis thing is we started hearing about, and I'll give you an apropos example today, okay? Kevin Beard, who just got paid right now in Tennessee.
Safety.
Listen, Dion didn't know who the motherfucker was 2 years ago, and he was in the league 2 years ago. I feel like with Revis, he was putting in work. He just didn't get the pub and the acknowledgement until those 3 years. I think, listen,
'cause
Champ,
That's a good point.
Corners get pub
Well,
because of the lack
But
of
there's a big
production.
difference between that and Champ Bailey, who didn't. It's not like his career was any different. He just did it for longevity. He did it for longer.
Yeah.
And you
Long
know
time.
my Biggie versus that argument
Jay-Z.
is you have to do it at a high level
I think
for
it's-
longer than
yeah,
everybody
and
else.
That's the definition of greatness.
yeah, listen.
And then at the end of his career, he was still the number 1 corner on a bad defense. I mean, Torrey Smith abused him in that one game, but there came a
That
point in
doesn't
time.
erase everything else.
It doesn't, but
No.
this is my point. There was a point in Darrelle Revis' career where it was like, yo, we got to move him to safety.
Yeah.
Champ played corner the whole time.
Yeah, I think I think what ended Champ's career is the same thing that ended Dion's career, which was turf toe. It's a great question. I just want to know, because to Omar's original point, you hear guys talk about Daryl Green, Aeneas Williams, Deion Sanders, Rod Woodson. No one talks about Champ, and I'm not, and to the guys that went against him. No one talks about Champ, and I wonder.